How much swearing do you want your band to be represented by?
I'm okay with that.
All right, well then.
Sweet, let's freeform this bitch. Okay.
Well, we are here on set for shooting Paint's Boomerang video.
Vining.
He's vining, of course. Yeah. It's going to go on Vine. It's an exclusive to Vine release. We're trying to set a new standard for.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a 6-second video.
Stay tuned for parts 1 through 50.
Well, we're on location downtown Toronto. We're at Colborne Street, which is a one-way street just north of Wellington by King and Church, just over here in the background. And we are shooting the opening third for Paint's Boomerang. It's sort of a heist gone wrong video. It's sort of inspired by the Wachowski brothers film Bound, Bryan Singer's The Usual Suspects, and Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs.
Hi there.
You're early.
I get mugged later. You can watch me get mugged later.
That is a role.
I mean, it's important.
I'm a helpless driver.
How effective would a mugger be without a muggy?
It's true.
I'm not a very good mugger.
Well, this is what we call the original script. Was Michael
This is Camception.
We secretly put the pile on there so they think we're more legit.
Robb and I first started talking about doing a music video together after he sort of made an appearance in my last music video for Goodnight Sunrise. And he mentioned that Paint were working on this Capsulated DVD project, and they were trying to put out a music video for every single one of the songs on their 2011 album. And they were down to the last song, and it was Boomerang, and it just happened to be my favorite Paint track. So I took the track home and I put it on repeat for an entire afternoon. And I just let it run and run and run. It just ran in the background. I was doing a bunch of other work. And the one visual that came to me was of somebody having been shot and bleeding out in the backseat of a car as this getaway driver is frantically trying to rush them to a hospital or something. And that's kind of where Boomerang started.
There was a night where Paint's advisor, Matt Hughes, and myself got together with Brian in the front room at the Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto, just to sort of talk about the idea and flesh it out.
We started trying to talk out, like what's the visual aesthetic of Paint? What are they like as a band? What's most appropriate to represent them in a video setting? And so I'd sort of had this idea of what if this was a heist gone wrong, and this is why somebody's been shot. But let's find an interesting angle to it that we can play with.
We were in the process of putting a grant application together for the video, and right at the very last minute before we submitted it, I just had this light bulb go over my head and said, what if we made the heist team all women?
We sort of changed it up a little bit, so it's about an all-female heist team, and they sort of bring in a getaway driver last minute, who's the only male member of the heist team. And so we're sort of experiencing things through his eyes as the heist goes wrong, and they come barreling out of the building, and it seems like they're all trying to sort of kill each other. And he sort of gets wrapped up in it, and he doesn't understand what's going on, and it sort of spirals from there, I guess.
I think it's a very classically Paint sort of move to take something that's already been done and add some kind of a socially progressive element to it. So we took a very traditional heist double-cross idea and turned it on its head and made all the dominant characters women.
The dangers of shooting. Suffer from it.
I, like my character, perform heists on a daily basis, so this is why I got this role. I'm not used to being double-crossed, though, which is going to be a new thing.
Yeah, I was like, no, bad girls don't wear sequins.
When it came time to do our album Where We Are Today, we still didn't have that opening track, frantic, caged animal waiting to burst energy to really kick things into high gear right off the bat and say, hello, we've arrived. So Boomerang was kind of specifically written for that, and I think that energy and that pace is really what Ryan ran with to make the video. It's a love song, which is kind of funny, but nothing says I love you like a warm gun, I guess. We did toy with the idea of having the double cross turn into some sort of romantic subtext along the way. Well, we didn't end up going with that. I think we just figured ass kicking was going to be better.
So at that point, you're coming out and you sort of quickly glance at each other.
you're sort of like the de facto leader of the group, so you're pointing at her and you're saying, you know, like, you chase after her, like, I'm gonna go get a car. And at that point, you're gonna duck off in that direction, you're gonna run out of frame that way after Corey. Action!
Oh God.
Good. Okay. All right, back to one, run out, run the line again, and then run off. And it will be the over-the-shoulder shot with the hand drop after the firing, which is, as you were doing before, you were doing that, then your hands drop and she pulls up. So the cross shot is the one that we need to film with the focus pulling off from the distance. More panic.
I am putting pressure on her!
It's almost like I am putting pressure on it. Like, what, you think I'm stupid? Like,
We gotta ditch the car.
Shit.
in the trunk,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you close the trunk. So it's going to be one of those very Breaking Bad style shots where you and Jenna are then looking down into the trunk and you're sort of assessing what's going on. Okay.
Hello.
Open. So how do we make this lock and then open and then lock again, kind of thing?
Well,
Your remote?
no, there's no remote. It's all key. So they could just have it closed. Like it could be just kind of sitting like that, although it doesn't close all the way, right? So they'd have to almost hold it down.
Yeah.
Can you see
So as soon as I come up, as soon as I come past you, that's when you guys can start to turn to look at each other. Okay. So Rob, can you back up just a smidge? Be very casual with it. Just think like we've done this like 100 times.
Yeah.
Like this is the scenario.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. Like it's boring as shit. There's nothing here. Think about that.
We shot Boomerang over the course of an entire day. It was a Sunday at the end of August, and once we got everybody down at the set in the morning and started figuring out blocking for everything, everything sort of picked up the pace very quickly. We did have a lot of turmoil as far as all the little things that sort of didn't fall into place, and there was a lot of like thinking on our feet that we sort of had to try and work around. Parking people were very keen to make us move vehicles, which in a music video that uses a lot of vehicles is kind of a pain. But I mean, like we kind of worked with it. I mean, the cops came by, I think, 2 occasions, and using prop guns downtown Toronto, probably not something they were very keen on, but we worked with it.
And that was a little frantic because you never really knew when a cop car was going to turn around the corner and see us using prop guns. Luckily, there were no arrests, at least not at that point. Maybe they're still watching us, who knows.
One, two.
Damn it!
From my experience, it was actually a pretty smooth shoot. It was just a very long day. The biggest bear is when we had this giant electrical storm in the middle of the field when we were shooting the climax scene out in Markham. But ironically, that turned into an unscripted shot that I think is my favorite visual when the lightning claps off behind Tommy when we were actually setting up for the shot. He didn't even know what was happening, so you catch him in that moment. So I guess we turned it into a positive.
The torrential downpour was not something we had planned for. It wasn't even in the weather forecast. Mind you, in retrospect, I'm thinking about it, I think I only actually checked the weather in Toronto, and we were shooting in Markham, so that could have been part of the reasoning behind that. We sort of went under the guise of a student film, and we did have these giant list of words that said student film on them. So there was that. At least it's gonna stop people from thinking you're doing something wrong with these guns.
If anyone asks, I'm the producer. Student film.
Student fit. You spelled film wrong. Yell in front of the eye. No, I'm just kidding.
Overall, I mean, the whole day was just kind of a blur because it was just one thing after another. And once we got that downtown location done, and we were immediately into the car doing the driving sequences, we finally got up to Markham, and then it was sort of grabbing all the different people who were in all the different cars trying to get up there and try to reorganize ourselves for the second and third scenes. and then as well as the epilogue. So it all sort of spiraled very interestingly. I had ordered a shoulder rig from San Francisco, and I planned this out a good week and a half, 2 weeks in advance, and it seemed like it was all going to fall into place, like it was all perfect. So Friday morning, ahead of the Sunday shoot, I checked the UPS tracker, and it said that the shoulder rig had been loaded on a truck, and it never arrived Friday night.
Rather than shoulder cam everything. Fuck you, UPS.
I remember having a very tersely worded conversation with a UPS worker over the phone, and I was not very happy, to say the least. And I didn't really know how I was going to get some of the shots that I had originally planned without that shoulder rig, but ultimately what I'd come up with was this weird construction harness that I had left over from an old Halloween costume that I ended up incorporating with a monopod and a lens bag that I looped into it. And it all sort of held itself together like a makeshift body rig, and it actually worked out really well. My body didn't thank me the Monday when I woke up the next day, but it looks pretty. Things were not working out so well in certain regards, but I think we pulled together and did something really great, all things considered.
I know, yeah.
That's gotta be some church service.
Yeah, oh my god. If they don't get into heaven, fuck.
No, that's not gonna work.
Jordan, I'm back.
Get on through the car. They'll head to the outskirts. I don't know.
Okay, stop. Let's play that back. I hit my leg on the door. And you noticing Tori? Yep, startled.
Shit.
Now, yeah, honk the horn. Not, don't really hit it, but. Who's ringing? Yes.
I'm thinking at 1:25.
Drive, damn it. Hi kids, this is what happens when you make a movie. Jordan's driving, he's our stunt driver. Cause Tommy can't drive.
It's true, but I'm playing the driver.
Which is the irony.
Ha! Casting.
Action. Hey, hold up. Yeah. Don't run.
What? Come.
You're early. What's...
You're coming. Drive now. Damn it. Try that again.
Goddamn cup.
Fuck.
We just sort of stumbled upon this sort of abandoned construction yard out in Markham that had this very creepy kind of usual suspect sort of feel to it, and I think it suited the theme very well.
That's okay, because we'll have shots here, and then the transition follows. So I'll get the focus back in here, and it'll look like you can drive out, and then we'll actually end the shot with you driving out.
No use for severed head. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh. We have a severed head? Oh, damn.
Wait, let's see.
We actually have two.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, that one could
How could we work that in? Head in the box?
Hey, keep it quiet over there. What do you think they got here?
Those are creepy. I know. The first day I came out, I was driving this thing in the back seat. I was like, oh my god.
Now Kith.
I think if you didn't watch the finished video and you just saw the behind the scenes, you would swear we were shooting a comedy.
In the trunk when
Pretty bird.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty bird.
Literally stacked, so we're gonna start in like this.
You found your hair twin.
I'll come up like this. And then you say the lines like this. Yeah.
Oh, Annie. Oh.
And then we'll cut back. We're gonna close the trunk, and then we're gonna cut to a wide.
We'll cut
we're
it
gonna
there.
move it.
I think my nipple piercings are infected.
Keep at it. I'm gonna check on her.
Nice tits.
With Jenna's lines in there.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Can't wait.
I'm really sorry for writing the scene. Sorry.
You're excited, aren't you?
I snore.
She's like, what have I gotten myself into?
Do you realize what we've just done?
Gordon Street. I remember Gordon Street. I knew a girl on Gordon Street.
The birds!
So he's gonna come out of this car with a gun.
Okay. I got you, boy. I got you. Come on down, boy. I got you.
And then
These pretzels are making me thirsty. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Are making me thirsty.
Pretzels! Making me thirsty!
Jesus.
These geese are making me shit on.
No, is the lens cap on? No! No! Get down! No! Get down!
Ow! Kill me! Come on! Come on, I'm here! Kill me!
Tommy, close the hood. Pull the gun on Robb.
Remember when I said I'd kill you live? I lied.
I have chocolate all over my hands.
Shay's going to be following the background out of focus.
I think that's bad for continuity.
Yeah, we kind of
growing.
put blood on Tori. And when I say blood, I mean blood.
Yes.
So it's predominantly a corn syrup mixture, and as a result is extremely sticky. So
It's growing cultures. There are now cities on my hands. Eventually they will become metropolises. Metropoli.
but you know that technically means you could be a god.
I could be.
Yes.
Looks like we can shut the trunk on this one. Looks like
You've got a little junk in the trunk.
excess bags. Okay, let's get serious for a second. That doesn't look like a spare tire. My badge. Badge means I'm the detective.
We had shot a previous video where Devin fell into this detective character named Slick Shepard, and we loved him so much that we just had to keep bringing him back over and over again. So we're going to try and work him in, I think, into every video that we do from now on. And he kind of has started working Slick Shepard into his day-to-day life, which might be a little problematic for his wife.
I'm the president of the David Cruiser fan club. I celebrate his entire catalog.
You see?
45, 45. That's actually the number of arrests I've made in a single month. I hold the record. It's kind of like Kung Fu where you get a new belt, but you get a new badge.
Yeah.
But instead of changing the colors, it's a number. It just goes up.
Yeah.
You know? That's all.
What if someone has
So maybe by the end of the day, there might be a 6 on the end. I don't know.
But what if somebody's got the same number of bust as you, then how do they tell you apart?
By
Can this just say where it is?
We look different.
And our cool names.
Yeah, you know what? That's okay then.
Most of them weren't proper arrests. But don't film this. This is secret. It's secret. Like that.
Buildings, then we're not bugging them. And then We bring the car in, we bring the no parking zone.
Slick Shepherd, PA.
No, Jordan Shepherdson.
Wait, first name starts with a K, because I got Slick Shepherd.
Yeah. How about like
Katie Kickwell?
Katie or Kayla?
Kaylee? Kayla.
Kaylee?
Kaylee?
Katie?
Kenzie?
Kenzie Kickwell?
Kenzie Kickwell.
That's a good one.
Slick Shepherd and Kenzie Kickwell.
I am Kenzie Kickwell.
There you go.
Oh fuck.
Kenzie, you dropped your back.
Thanks.
What did I teach you? Never drop your back.
We had a really great cast, and that's saying something, especially for having non-ACTRA actors. And you never really know what you're going to get, especially when you put out a Craigslist ad. So I mean, we did have 2 members of our acting team who worked Craigslist finds, and they did a great job under pressure. But our friends Tommy and Tori, who we ended up pulling in on the project, they were just amazing.
Exhilarated. What I do for my work.
Tori, the traditional Shakespearean actress that she is, was always very animated about everything. So Tori was a lot of fun, great to work with.
My character opposes the usual damsel in distress stereotype a lot.
Drive, damn it!
My experience with this was awesome. First half of the day I got my cardio, and so I was all pumped up, and then we did my big scenes, and then we went from there out to Markham, and we did our last set of shots, and yeah, it was a very time-savvy shoot. It can get pretty intense. It's 12 plus hours. And you know what you're signing up for.
Let's go with I have the files, and bring your hand up. Don't bring it so far forward. Leave it a little bit more in frame, so it's like maybe like here.
I have the files.
Flip the other way. Red side forward. Yep. So do that, and then notice your hand has got some red on it, and then.
Okay. Because I have the files.
Hold it right up towards. Okay, take that line again. Hold it right up towards the camera.
Oh.
You have to put pressure on it.
I am putting pressure on it.
Cut.
I don't know.
What do you think they're gonna say at Tim Hortons when you go in with like that?
Either, oh my god, what happened to you, or dude, that sucks.
Because you want to be catch
Jelly. Oh, you sure? That's not how I wanted to end that sentence, but that's how logic ended that sentence.
I have a question. Yeah. The man in the video is sort of, you know, kind of this clueless tag-along who's not really sure what's going on, and he's really following the lead of the more dominant characters, which are the ladies.
Hi there. Spinner. You might remember me for nothing. This is my first, so you'll remember me for this.
It will be the Tommy show. How about that?
We're just waiting for the next shot. Looping around and such. You saw the feds. The fuzz are on us now. Yeah. I don't know what to do. I'm a little scared. I don't like the police. You like the police? I'm kidding. I love the police. They're great people. You have to edit the shit out of that now. You have to edit the shit out of that.
I'm off camera. I can say what I want.
Gotta be careful. I get all nervous now.
We're nervous now.
Yeah, we can't do interviews or anything like that. That'd be fucked up, right? People ask me
Yeah, I thought you were an actor. You're supposed to be good at these things.
Fake it.
Mask your emotions.
Real.
Raw!
I become my character.
I am the driver. I'm very nervous. Well, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm also unaware. And I'm keeping myself that way because I'm method. You'll see.
Well, I think the decision to cast Tommy Power was very selfish on my part because we hadn't seen each other for a long time, so it was the perfect excuse to, you know, spend a day hanging out. But aside from that, he's pretty much a human cartoon character that does not have an off switch. So he's very entertaining on set and really kept us going the whole time.
I don't know how good I am in an interview, but we'll find out, huh? Am I sweating?
I'm not much of an actor, but you chose me, so that's good. We're gonna make this work. Is that convincing?
Send money.
What are you doing? I'm not ready!
Just eliminate all swears that I have.
Oh, you're so cute behind the camera! Come closer! Don't hoist up your balls in front of me.
Just got to get away from Tommy for a few hours.
On Castor Troll! We should get ourselves like a T-Rex or something. Green screen it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to act with something that's not there.
Have it chase the car?
Yeah.
Tommy is a giant clown, so I mean, there was never any problem with any ill tempers on set as far as where Tommy was concerned. He was immediately there to sort of inject a much needed sense of fun into things, even the worst of times.
What you can expect from the Boomerang video from me. Whole other side of me, really. I was serious. I don't usually get serious. I don't know why. It's not really part of my character. But here, it was a very serious situation. Without giving too much away, I'm very emotionally connected to my situation. Yeah, I'm a very professional man. My job is my life. You can see that, I hope. At least that's the way I'd like to be portrayed. I get down and dirty in this video. There's a couple moments where I'm probably shitting my pants. More or less in real life too, especially because I hadn't eaten all day and I felt like half my body weight was sucking into itself.
Diarrhea? Yes, please!
Watch film while you watch film. I'm filming you from behind.
Why?
Have you ever been murdered before?
That face.
I don't like you. No, I love you. You're alright. Get out of its ass. Seriously.
This framing right here. Keep doing that, Tommy. Yes.
Everybody get down, better get down, yeah. Everybody get down, get up.
Look at that guy walking by. Hey.
Guy's quicker than me, he's so quicker than me. Like his Nikes.
Backstreet Boys.
Might give you inspiration.
It was all a blur. It was a great day. Great day. A lot of blackout scenes. There was a lot of electrical storms. I think that was mentioned. There was an electrical storm, from what I remember. I feel like I was on acid the entire time. Maybe I was on acid. Good shoot, nonetheless. Yeah.
Well, this was the perfect way to complete the video album project, which is going on the Capsulated DVD that puts all of our music videos together. We did a music video for every song and where we are today, and this was really a nice way to end that process.
I think I chose to work with Paint on this particular project because they let me have free reign. In all seriousness, I really like Paint. Paint are really nice people. There's lots of great people out there, but Paint have a professionalism that's bar none. And especially when it comes to something as ambitious as putting out a music video for every single song on an album, like that's something pretty ambitious. So to have been given the opportunity to put the cap on that myself by directing the Boomerang video, that was really a really great opportunity for me, and I'm really thankful that they had enough faith in me to allow me to do that and give me the amount of freedom that they did.
I really have to say that as a director, Ryan was so professional, so on the ball, that it didn't matter what challenge or what kind of curveball was thrown at us. Ryan was able to just roll with every single dilemma and just turn it into a positive. And he really made everybody feel comfortable, even though those of us that had maybe not been on camera very much before, he really knew how to bring the best out of us. And was constantly thinking on his toes. I think some of the most creative things that came about were actually decisions that he just sort of made on the fly. And there's something to be said about that. In terms of where this video may go, I think it would be awesome if it sparked a feature film or a series. The characters are pretty cool. Especially the driver.
This is really biased to say this, and I feel really selfish saying it, but I think it's awesome. I get really nerdy about really great movies or TV shows, action sequences. I get really excited about them. And I get excited watching this.
What is next for Paint, now that this giant project is closed, is to move on to something else. I don't know, maybe I'll start competitive skiing or something.
I really have no idea what anybody's gonna think of this video when it comes out. I'm really hopeful that people really like it. I really like it.
It's time to move on to our new EP and just keep the machine moving forward.
What do I see next for Paint? I can't say for certain. I know some things. I can't tell you about them, no, lips are sealed. But I can say with certainty that they are one of the most professional bands I've ever worked with. And some of the nicest people I've ever worked with. And I really enjoy their songs. So if I can leave you watching this with one thing, I would say, if you haven't heard of Paint, then I hope you will soon enough. And I'm hoping that you'll hear much more about them in the days to come.